Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kool-Aid, and today I'm going to be bringing you the first installment of my new series, Attack of the Stats. And for those of you who didn't watch my kind of introduction to this new series, I will explain it. Basically every week or every episode, I will be using the stat reset feature and allowing you guys to kind of pick what kind of kit, what kind of gun, what kind of, if you want to see me in a vehicle, what kind of game mode, basically anything. I will let you guys pick what you want to see me use. This can be funny stuff, serious stuff, like I said, anything. And I'll even let you guys pick how many games you want me to use it to a certain extent. I am somewhat limited in time I have to play every week. But basically, after you pick, after I find out what you guys want me to use, I will be resetting my stats and only using that to see what kind of stats I can pull using your loadout. Now, you guys know how little I think of stats, how worthless I think they are. Basically, I've explained how I think a lot of it really just depends on what game mode and what map you're playing on. Also, what weapon you are using highly contributes to what kind of stats you are pulling. So, I'm hoping this series, if anything, I'm actually hoping it will be just more for, comedic value or, just for fun. But, if anything, if any sort of actual message comes out of this series, I'm hoping it will help me prove how worthless stats actually are. And I know that sounds kind of funny considering that this series is based around stats. But I mean, stats used in like short bursts, you can say, like this, can be just fun and funny. So, anyways, this first episode, I only had one suggestion. I didn't really ask for any suggestions last commentary when I kind of introduced this. So I'm hoping after this episode, you guys will leave me plenty of different suggestions. And I'm not sure how I'm going to pick exactly. Maybe whichever one gets the most thumbs up or something along that lines. But for this episode, I only had one suggestion, and it was basically to do a try-hard game. There weren't any details. It was my buddy STL Youngblood actually left it, and he told me basically just he wanted to see what I could do using, weapon of my choice, kit of my choice, basically, in not so many details, what was the best that I actually thought I could do. So, knowing that, I kind of set a certain amount of kills, so, just in case, I didn't want to do it over just one or two games, just in case, I actually had one really bad game or one really great game to start off with. So I set a number of kills I wanted to hit, and that was 500. It actually ended up being 10 games. It's actually 511 kills, something like that. At the end of the match, or at the end of this gameplay, I will post the screenshot of my stats, my 4 major stats, after the 500 kills, so you guys can kind of look it over. And hopefully that will prove to you guys that I didn't make anything up. I don't understand why I would, or anything like that. But yeah, he wanted me to do a tryhard episode, and so for this episode, I am going to be playing Team Deathmatch on a Noshaar Canal and Karg Island only server.
It's not very fun as a guessing game.
The server is Girls Ghetto Noobs. I play here from time to time. It's not like favorite. I don't know any of the admins. Nothing weird like that. Through the 500 kills, I did have a couple friends with me from time to time, on and off. I think in this game, Wootloops, my buddy Wootloops, is playing with me, and I actually think he's AFK for about 5 minutes of it. I can't really remember. But, nothing out of the ordinary. For the most part, I am going to be playing entirely by myself or just with one or two friends. But I think for a lot of it, they're even on the opposite team. But like I said, it's going to be over 500 kills. I am using the M416 for these 500 kills. So I'm obviously playing Assault. For my sidearm, I am going to be using the 1911. If I wanted to maximize my tryhard potential, I'd probably rock the 93R, maybe even the G18. But, I kind of forgot about it until a few games in, and I said, screw it, it's too late now. 1911 I've been kicking ass with lately anyway, so I just stuck with that for the rest of the episode. So now that you guys know that I actually did try to play my best, essentially I didn't change my playstyle whatsoever for this. All I did was use my favorite gun the entire 10 games. I still play really aggressive, too aggressive sometimes, you know. The best example I can give of that is if I'm at like 30% health, I won't sit by a med pack. You know, I get too anxious. And I even know I'm doing that. It's not something that I forget or, you know, don't check. It's just how I play. I don't like sitting around and waiting. I'd rather just go at somebody. I feel confident enough that I can kill somebody when I'm at 70% health and they're at 100% health. Or it's not even that so much, it's just that I'll get bored waiting by a med pack. So other than the fact that I am using my favorite gun for 10 rounds, or yeah, 10 rounds, I didn't change anything. So this is how I normally play. Team Deathmatch, to me, is a lot easier to pull better stats. You know, the same people are trying to kill you. It's just when you don't have to worry about tanks and stuff, you can just, a good player can play so much better. And I mean that especially for a player of my type who much prefers gunplay or vehicle play. So TDM is definitely where it's going to be at for you know, the best results for a player like myself. Now I want to talk a little bit more specifically about each stat. First one I'm going to start with is accuracy. My accuracy after 10 games with this loadout was 25.5%. Now my overall accuracy with this gun in my Battlefield 3 career is just under 20%, and the reason it's so much better for these 10 games is basically two things. One is because it is TDM, so you are going to be getting a lot more closer shots than Conquest, and in general you just have a lot less to worry about, so you can just focus on hitting your targets. And I say this as I spray a whole mag at somebody and miss. It's pretty ironic. But the other thing is that the reason why my accuracy is a little bit higher is just simply because I have improved. You know, this is like the one thing that I actually have tried to work on, and it's just controlling your fire and, you know, burst firing at longer ranges. You know, when I first started, I would empty a whole mag at somebody at longer range. I'd get the kill, but I would spend a stupid amount of bullets, and, you know, eventually you run the chance of running out of ammo, having the kit switch, or try to hunt down a support for ammo. So that is one thing I have worked on, and that is why the results are so much different for me. But I don't think I would be able to sustain 25.5%. That's a little high. I think I could, however, stay around 23%. But anyways, moving on to the next stats. We'll go with score per minute next. I am running a lovely 1,390 score per minute after these 10 games. Keep in mind, this is not a double experience weekend. So this 1390 is a legit 1390, but again, it is just incredibly influenced by two things. So mainly by, you know, game type. TDM, you are going to be getting a higher score per minute than almost anything, other than maybe Conquest on Metro, which is just pretty much a complete joke. But yeah, TDM is going to give you the best score per minute of any game mode, basically just because you're so compact and you're going to be getting so many kills so frequently. You know, also the games are shorter, so I'm going to guess you get the chance at winning more medals. I don't really know the exact thing there, but the other thing that I am doing that really influences my score per minute is playing Assault. And I don't care how good you are with any of the other kits, if you're equally as good with Assault, which you should be because it is probably the most weapon-friendly kit, you are going to be getting a better score per minute in the long run. And this goes for almost any game type. So that's just another reason why, you know, so many of the super tryhards out there, you know, always run Assault. Or, you know, just guys that really want to win. You know, I don't want to try and trash too many people with this, but that is the reason why everybody runs Assault. Next stat I'm going to talk about is win-loss ratio. You know, again, this is heavily influenced by TDM and the fact that, you know, just a few players stacked on one team will very, very much influence the outcome of a TDM game. And we won 9 out of 10 games. Half of the 10 games I was playing with maybe 1 or 2 people, and the other half I think we did have a full squad, and those weren't even really close. So, you know, I don't really need to talk about that. Even if I were to continue playing TDM, that stat would not be sustainable. And I don't care how good you are, there's no way that's sustainable on Conquest or Rush. But, so I'm not going to talk about that anymore. The last stat is obviously the holy grail of all stats, and that is kill-death ratio, the one that all the campers and super tryhards really pay attention to. And after 10 games, I'm rocking a 3.19 KD. Now, is this because I'm super good and better than everybody that has a lower KD than me? Or is it because I'm using my favorite gun 10 games in a row on a team deathmatch server? So yeah, anyways, I think you guys can understand what I'm getting at here. Now, I really do think stats are worthless, and you know, I've talked about it a lot over the last week, and I've kind of over-talked about it, or talked about it a little too much. And the only reason I did it is because I kind of felt like I had to incorporate it with this first episode, being as it was a try-hard game. And, you know, I really want to reiterate how little I think stats mean. And I hope you guys don't think I'm trying to prove anything by this video other than that fact. So, please leave suggestions for the next episodes. I will be doing them every Sunday night. You know, I am going to be doing them based on what you guys want. You know, not just random stuff. And I will leave my overall, you know, stats for these 500 kills or 10 games at the end of this video. You can check them out if you want. If you don't care, I can understand why I wouldn't care either. But anyways, I got a good soundbite coming up here from Woot Loops. You're going to want to hear this. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Did we win?
I don't know, did we?
I think I pooped.
Like right now?
I smell something really foul.